Hey Pup Pals! Today I want to talk a bit about structure with new dogs in a new environment. So my example is going to be about new boarders that are coming over. So the first things to know, this is general rule that's usually applied to all dogs, are most dogs are overstimulated when they're in a new environment, especially if they're not used to constantly being in different environments. So think through the dog's perspective. New smells, new sights, new sounds, new people. It's all like it's a sensory overload. So the dog's mind is usually like, as soon as new boarders come over, they're usually like, ha 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 ha. So I need a lot of structure to like calm down that mental state in the dog. So I start off by having the dogs in one space, and there's not a lot going on in that space. There's just like a dog bed. There's not a lot for them to chew or get into anything. And I also will make it cozy, so if a dog uses a crate, there's a crate there, they can hang out in there. If the dog's not crate trained, there's beds, so the dog can like hang out there. I also introduce food rewards, give the dog something that they like, so they're like, oh, this is a positive space. I also spend some time in that room with them, so their first experience is like, oh, this is cool, this is chill. And then I usually have a few other boarders. So while the new dog is in that space, my other boarder will actually be in a different space, because I don't want the new dog to like hear or see another dog and then be even more overstimulated. And for new dogs greeting each other, I need to make sure like everyone's kind of calmed down and has settled before they greet. So I would never like have a new dog come over and right away have my other boarders around the house, and then it just turns into a party, and dogs might not like that because they're mentally already overstimulated, and then now there's another dog jumping in their face. So that's not a good environment. So right now I have 2 new boarders, they just arrived. Also know your boarders. So one of the dogs is very calm, very chill, and the other one's more of a party pants. I've seen some also I have to know my other boarder, who's Murphy. So Murphy has a bit of like a fearful side to her, and we can help her with that by building her confidence, but that's a different conversation for a different day. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because Mia, I've noticed, kind of has a similar type of mindset. I've seen a little bit of like a fearful side to her. For example, it's really windy out, so the dogs are actually, they're hearing noises that they maybe haven't been conditioned to or haven't had a lot of exposure with. And if the dog's already nervous, then has a nervous state of mind, then when they hear this gust of winds or a gate closing, then they're like, wow, wow, wow. And it's like a fearful barking, it's a fearful reaction. And you can help the dog by building their confidence, but again, different combo for a different day. So now I'm going to show you what the boarders are up to. So they have all new dogs. Will keep their leashes on them just in the beginning while I see what they're like. Oh, see? Murphy's fearful barking right now. I don't know if you guys heard that, but she's just like, something's happening. I'm uncomfortable with it. And this is their little bedroom. And also the reason why this room's good, especially for these dogs, is they do use pee pads. So I don't have to worry about any accidents happening in this space. Again, it's about structure. So she's actually tethered up because I don't want her being up against the door and like causing any weird energy with these dogs. She also has a leash on her, just as a safety precaution. If during the meeting I need to grab any of the dogs to pull them away. So that could be like protesting because she wants to hang out, or it could be fear barking because she's like, what's going on? Benji's been pretty quiet. His tail's wagging, so I think he's more like, I want to hang out. She's getting a bit whiny again. I think she just wants to hang out. Place? Good. So now I'm going to let them greet off leash. I know. That's not what's supposed to happen. Break. Good. The leash can actually build reactivity in the dog, which can lead to a dog like snapping or barking. I think she thinks she's in place, but she's not. Break. So now I'm just going to let them greet. Break. And this should be a lot more calm. And she has a habit of clinging to people when she's uncomfortable, but I don't want to reinforce that because I want her to be more brave. So I actually walk away from her whenever she clings to me. Smelling the butt, that's great. I also have to watch how these dogs behave in my house. So are they gonna